Where are you in the shot?
Oh, yeah.
Yep. No dandruff, we're good to go. Welcome back to Moto Photo Adventures, everybody. I'm Jason. And I consider myself a rather grounded individual, to tell you the truth. Some people would disagree with that, but I consider it so. But I don't like to sleep on the ground, and we're going to the Congo. So we gotta keep it light. Enter L Runnerz. I saw this on the internet, and I just had to have it. At $52.99, this might be, if we're lucky, the answer to our lightweight, compact sleeping arrangement that is low cost and keeps you off the ground with very little effort and very little packing. Now, I will say, I haven't opened it yet. I'm waiting for this. I'm waiting for the real moment of honesty, where I get to open this thing and find out if it's actually going to work for the uses that we think it will work in the Congo, keeping the mosquitoes off of us. Now, you can't just have this, a tent, a pop-out tent, because you gotta have something to sleep on. So I have a blow-up bed. $40 on the internet. Then, because I'm bougie and I must be comfortable, I have a pillow. $25 on the internet, on Amazon. So for approximately $110, we have an entire kit that we can take to the Congo and not have to sleep on the ground, but also not have to worry about spending $1,000 to be comfortable in the heat and the mosquitoes. Now, I don't think this will keep lions and elephants out, but I'm not sure that it's going to be necessary. So here we go. Real time, real life. Let's find out if this thing is any good whatsoever. Boom. We have thank yous. We have extra pieces. We have stakes and strings. And we have a rain fly. I'll get to that later. Now, I don't have a ground cover. Let's see what this is first. I don't have a ground cover, and that's on purpose. It's just another thing to carry and to get wet. Oh, look, an extra bag. How nifty. They must not have a whole lot of confidence in their original bag, but I'm okay with that if they send me an extra. All right, here we go. All right, that should have been attached. That's gonna get lost immediately. I'm gonna go through this in real time, like I said, and I'm making my observations as we go. Yeah, that's dumb. Okay, this is the part that I've been waiting for. This is the part that's going to make it or break it for me. Because as you know, I hate fiddly. If you go back and you watch the video that I did for Moto Camp Nerd and the tent that they outfitted us with for our domestic routes and the Trans-America Trail and all the other places we camped, you know I don't like fiddly. I need this to work, and I need this to work easily. So here we go. There. Thank you for watching. This has been Moto. I'm just kidding. That's it. That's it, apparently. That's it. This is kind of nifty. All right, so here's what we got. I got a zipper over here, and that's all the way to the top. Little bit of cover. We got a rain fly. All right, so we have 40 inches by 35 inches by 86 inches. Plenty enough for a guy who is 71 and a little tall. All right. This 36-inch side is going to be very helpful to keep you from being claustrophobic. You have to have a way to sit up and stretch out and be able to put your socks on. So a bivy is not necessarily always the answer. A large tent would be the answer if you need to move around inside. Our goal is not necessarily to move around and live in this thing. It's only to close our eyes and keep the bugs off. However, with this tall portion, that's just a little bit of creature comfort. And also being 85 plus inches long gives us a good foot or so to pack helmet and clothes and, well, in our case, camera equipment and batteries in a place where it also can be covered from the rain and all of the elements as well. All right, give me just a second. I'm gonna go ahead and tie this all the way down and we will see how it works and if the pad fits in there and if everything is comfortable and copacetic and how easy it is to get in and out. That's a big one too. It has to be easy to get in and out or else it becomes frustrating. All right, here we go. Just give me a minute. There we go. It's all staked down. Even has a tie down this way to keep it off of your feet. Now I mentioned the reason that we're doing this for this trip is basically because we want to keep those little flying death traps off of our bodies. Everybody's scared of lions and tigers and bears in the Congo, but truthfully, the thing that kills most people are the little tiny death pilots, the bombardiers, you know, the kamikazes come in there and so, mosquito net. Now it does come with a rain fly. I could put that on and show you what that does. It has little clips on the corners, etc. like this, that are just normal, really good clips, it seems. I'm not gonna put the rain fly on it just now so that you can see what's happening on the inside. But let's take a look at the inside and see if crawling into this sucker is going to be something of a challenge or simple. It has a one-way in, so it's only this side. However, because it has that 35 plus headroom, I do have a place where I can moderately sit up, although I am touching the roof. But if I put my feet all the way to the bottom, I still have a significant portion of storage space. That's actually really nice. I like this a lot. This is going to be quite comfortable. All right, so if that's the case, I can put my helmet over here, my boots over here, my extra clothes over here. Let's get out a pad and a pillow. See if this is going to be a 5-star luxury hotel. Seems to be tilting over. I might have missed a couple of places where I can tie this down with strings. All right, let me look at that for a second too. There we go. With Chris's help, we get all of this stuff blowed up. Now we have just a regular old pillow, and then we have a single blow up mat that is 22.4 or 22.6, let's just call it 23 inches wide and about 75 inches long, just enough for a single individual. So let's put it in here. We were a little concerned about this floppiness, to tell you the truth, and it doesn't have any strings to pull it tight, or any loops for the strings to pull it tight. However, I just noticed something that I'm going to pause and talk about for a second. Once those are zipped up, it stays. When we had it unzipped and we were trying to figure out where the things go, it flops. Okay, so the zipper adds some stability. Love it. All right, so this goes in here, thusly, with the pillow, and then the me. Now the door is large enough, it seems, to get in easily. So that's good. Cool. Bum 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 bum. Dum 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 dum. Looky there, y'all. My elbows hang off. But we're not looking for creature comfort, we're looking for survivability. And I would say, especially since I'm a side sleeper, that's going to be rather dandy, I must say. Now, I haven't put the rain fly on, like I mentioned earlier, just so that you can see what's going on in here. But I've got a good old amount of, I've got a good 6 inches on each side of the mattress. And I have a ton of space up here for helmet and whatnot. So this is actually gonna work out pretty good. Congo bivy, baby. I can dig it. Come on inside. Look, oh, I'll take that. Looky there. Look at all the room I've got down here. Big old wide spaces. And then we got this side. There we go. Selfie. Got the pillow. Very nice. We got enough room. Very nice. Kind of dig it. I like it. There, here you go, Chris. Take that back. Thank you. So I suppose the last thing we have to talk about is the convenience of it. And that really is a lot of the point of this, is because the tent pegs and the tent poles and the strings and the tie downs and we wanted to get rid of all of the extra. So with no tent poles, you saw how fast it went up. I just took it out of the bag and let go. Then I spread it out. So now the quandary is, will it go back into the bag just like they sent it to me? And you know how that goes. Every time you get something, it never goes back in the bag the same way it came. So we're about to find out if, so far, we've got A+ on everything. No, I'll take that back. Got a little bit of an A- going on with this one, this part, because it's all a little floppy. But A, so far it's an A. Now durability test, we'll have to talk about that when we get back, because, you know, $52.99 on Amazon. Durability is questionable. However, I do like the space, I do like the setup, I do like the room that we have, I do like the ease. So let's crawl out of this sucker and let's see if this thing packs up. Easy. All right, let's pull some stakes. I'm gonna leave that string connected. Then we're gonna do this, and then we're gonna do, grab both of them. I'm gonna spin it, and then I'm gonna fold it, and then I'm gonna spin it, and then I'm gonna fold it, and then I'm gonna spin it, and I'm gonna fold it and fold it. I'm gonna go get the bag. And we are going to see. I didn't do that well at all. That was the first try, so let's see if I can get it to a tighter little circle. And I think that we will have a good solution. So I'm gonna pull this all in here like this, pull this in here like this. I'm sure I'm doing this wrong, to tell you the truth. Aha! There's a smaller circle. Oh, I need to do this on the other side. There we go. There we go. Is that a smaller circle? I feel like I'm on Sesame Street. Okay, children, let's make a smaller circle. Brought to you by the letter C. Actually, L for L Runnerz. This is a little bit janky to get it back in the bag. Yep, this is tough. I suppose with a little bit of practice, I should be able to get this done a little more gracefully. However, I think you get the point. Also, I don't want to rip the, I also don't want to rip it with the zipper. Yeah. All right, so I can tell you right now, we've gotten ourselves to an A-, just all the way around, just because of this little thing. So I'm going to start this all over again, and I'm going to speed all of this up and fast forward so we can find out how long it actually will take me to do this thing. So here we go. Try number 3. Wonder if the other bag's any bigger. Yep, I'm gonna call it. That sucks. You can't get it back in the bag. Here's what I'm gonna do. This bag I think is a little bit bigger. They gave you one bag for the fly and one bag for the tent. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm going to see if I can get this bag or this into here. And if I can't do it, I'm gonna give it to Chris. I'm gonna see if he can fold it up. And he probably will right on the first try. This bag is definitely bigger. All right, so that solves that problem. Now, we didn't talk about the rain fly, because the rain fly is just a rain fly and it has the clips. That's not that big of a deal. You know what a rain fly looks like. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna see if I can stuff this in here. And if I can, then we have ourselves a solution. But what you recall is they both came in that bag. So that's stupid. It doesn't fit back in there unless you have a robot on an assembly line with a machine. Boom. Okay, that's how we're gonna do it. Is it our end-all be-all solution for our Congo trip to keep the mosquitoes and the tigers off of us? Are there any tigers in Africa? No, there's lions in Africa. It won't keep them off anyway. L Runnerz, the potential solution to Destination Congo. By the way, if you haven't given to us, please do. If you could donate more than $100, send me the receipt and I'll send you a t-shirt. Thanks a lot. Hit the like and subscribe button, even if you didn't like the video. Have a good day.